Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we are coming to you live from the virtual Phoenix Raceway, a 1-mile oval located in just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, in Avondale, where these drivers are going to compete for 80 laps. The weather tonight, we have a nice chilly night The outside air temperature is 68 degrees. We have partial cloud cover over the track, and the track is a very cool 69 degrees. So should not be too slick for these drivers tonight. Expecting to see a lot of green flag racing. The rules for tonight's event, these drivers are going to be given 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel down from 80% fuel like we've seen in the past couple weeks, and 1 quick repair to complete this race. And I see we've already got Samuel Reed in the chat saying, hoping that this race is as good as last night's. We're sad you're not out on the track tonight, Samuel. But go ahead, buckle in. I think this is going to be a good one tonight. Looking at our standings through practice, we've got a Seth LaCroix sitting on top of the leaderboard right now with the fastest time of 26.19. Vincent Isabella, our points leader, is right behind him, though, with the best time of 26.22. Alan Martin currently sitting in third on the best times. You know, about 0.2 of a second off the pace from the top 2. And before we get into tonight's event, we're going to give you a little points rundown on the ARCA series. Sitting atop the points race, we currently have Vincent Isabella with 898 points, starting to run away with the points race. In second place, we have Preston Shepard with a total of 776 points. Cody Sanderson right on Preston's tail, though, with a total of 770 points. Then we have fan favorite Thomas Adams sitting in fourth with 668 points. And rounding out your top 5 in points, we have Sean Merriman with a total of 638 points. As practice winds down, Vincent Isabella has found some speed, has now taken over that top spot on the leaderboard with a best time of 26.14. We should see a great battle between him and Seth LaCroix tonight. Seth LaCroix looking to recover after some late race troubles last night in the Cup Series. He was very dominant most of the race, running in the top 2 for probably about 95% of the race at Bristol last night, but found some late race trouble that led to him finishing 5th, I believe. And we do have some notable names missing from the field tonight. Joseph Truskowski, last night's winner at Bristol in the Cup Series, not going to make the race tonight, it looks like. And we've got Felicia Weber in the chat saying Thomas Adams is the GOAT. The Thomas Adams fans showing up early here tonight. Welcome to the chat, Felicia and Kristen. All right, practice is wound down. Vincent Isabella had the best time in practice. Let's see if that's going to carry over to qualifying. We start our qualifying here later at night. That is going to cool the track down a little bit. Allow these cars to get some real speed. We currently watch... We're currently watching the 30 of Seth LaCroix. He will show up as the 18 on your leaderboard. Make his first lap of qualifying. Chet Lazenby in here rooting for Thomas Adams as well. A lot of fans for Thomas Adams tonight entering the chat. We're looking at Seth LaCroix using that dog leg, that open dog leg, to shave some time. His first lap, 26.42. Looking to pick up the pace here as we start lap 2. All right, and Seth LaCroix finishes his qualifying run with a 26.42. We're going to go check in with our fan favorite tonight, Thomas Adams, in the 64 Aaron's Dream Machine. Looking for a good time. Trying to maintain that top 5 in points, using that dog leg. He gets loose, hits the wall. That's not going to get it done for Thomas Adams in the 64. We have Seth LaCroix's son entering the chat, rooting for his dad. Let's go number 30, he says. We currently have Seth LaCroix sitting on the pole with a time of 26.42. We're going to go take a look at the 97 of Steven Linger. Just finished up his qualifying run. He'll qualify 11th. And we're looking at the 78 of Vincent Isabella currently. He's going to be another one to watch here tonight. Thomas Adams in the chat saying he didn't wreck. No one saw nothing. Thomas, I wouldn't call that a wreck. I'd call it a spin with some contact on the wall. Not necessarily a wreck. Vincent Isabella looking to get it done. Only 1/100th of a second of Seth LaCroix looking to pick it up and take over that pole position. He crosses the line for the second time. That time's not going to get it done. Seth LaCroix maintains the pole. Vincent Isabella qualifying second now. All right, Thomas Adams was just showing off, getting some practice in for the donuts after the race. Right, Thomas? And it looks like everyone has completed their qualifying runs. As they start to grid up, we're going to go through our official grid. Starting in first place in the pole position, we're going to have that 30 car. He will show up as the 18 on the scoring chart of Seth LaCroix. Vincent Isabella will start to his outside in second in the 79 car. In third place, we have Sean Merriman in the 23 car. In fourth place, we have Tanner Witt, a newcomer to the series, in the 16 car. He'll be one to keep an eye on tonight. Bruce Lee Weaver is going to start 5th in the 36 machine. Ben Johnson in 6th in the 57 car. Cody Sanderson will roll off 7th in the 5 car. Aaron Yancey is going to start 8th in the 98 car. Jonathan Foxworth will start 9th in the 29 machine. Alan Martin will be rolling off 10th in the 15 machine. Preston Shepard will start 11th in the 52 machine. Brandon McGraw in the 00 will start 12th. In 13th, we have Jonathan Wiley in the 10 car. In 14th, Dave Nail in the 21 machine. Steven Linger will roll off 15th in the 97. Terrell Wheeler will roll off 16th in the 43 car. Fan favorite Thomas Adams, after that spin in qualifying, will roll off 17th in that 64 Aaron's Dream machine. In 18th, we have Chris Jones in the 33 car. Scott Tomlinson will roll off 19th in the 8 car. Ethan Straub will be starting 20th in the 13 car. In 21st, we have John Hughes in the 20 machine. In 22nd, Jacob Hughes will be starting in 22nd in the 1 car. And rounding out your field back in 23rd will be Brian Tiffany in the 35. These cars make their way around for their 1 pace lap. Pace car is going to dive off. Seth LaCroix will lead them to the green flag. White in the chat rooting for Preston Shepard. Gracie LaCroix now in the chat rooting for her dad, Seth LaCroix. He's on the pole. They are coming out of the turn, getting ready to go green. And we are racing, folks. Seth LaCroix diving down low, taking advantage of that open dog leg. Vincent Isabella in that 79 staying up high. Seth LaCroix opening up that gap very quickly. Trying to gain whatever advantage he can. Seth LaCroix out there in that clean air. But Vincent Isabella is very good. Going to stay right with them. Vincent Isabella now going to take advantage of that open dog leg. And try and work his way by that 30 machine of Seth LaCroix. We've already got an early battle for the lead. And we are just on lap 2. Still neck and neck. Seth LaCroix working that high side. A lot of Seth LaCroix fans entering the chat as well. Samson LaCroix entering the chat. Seth LaCroix is looking to uncrown Thomas Adams as our fan favorite here. And first caution of the night comes out here on lap 4. Looks like Chris Jones involved in that. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. Chris Jones in the 33 just gets loose going through the turn. Spins it, saves himself from hitting anything else. So Chris Jones will get away clean. Maybe some bent bumpers from the guys trying to avoid him, though. So we now have Vincent Isabella has taken over the lead from Seth LaCroix. Seth LaCroix drops back to second. Sean Merriman now in third. Bruce Lee Weaver in fourth. And Cody Sanderson rounding out your top 5. Caleb White is saying P. Shep, skinny pedal on the right. Preston Shepard up 3 positions to 8th now. And we do have a minor correction to the amount of laps. The race officials before the race have updated the lap count to 120 laps, not 80. So that was my mistake earlier on in the broadcast. We were going for 120 laps. As the lights on the pace car are off, we are doubling them back up, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Vincent Isabella will be in control of this restart. The pace car is off. Remember, these guys have to go through one more turn after the pace car exits, and then they will kick the green flag. Right, they're coming off the turn. Vincent Isabella gets a great jump on the restart. Leaving Seth LaCroix in the dust. Seth LaCroix not taking advantage of that open dog leg quite like Vincent Isabella did. He now has Sean Merriman to his inside. The battle is for second. Sean Merriman going to tuck in behind Seth LaCroix. They work to get everything sorted out here. Now LaCroix diving down low, trying to gain some ground on Vincent Isabella. And we're going to ride along with Seth LaCroix. He looks to close that gap. Only 0.3 of a second between LaCroix and Isabella. We've got a battle in the back, though, between Alan Martin and Jonathan Foxworth. 15 and the 29. Jonathan Foxworth in the 29. Alan Martin in the 15. Currently battling for 7. We're looking at Seth LaCroix closing that gap with Vincent Isabella as well. Vincent Isabella going a little bit lower through that open dog leg. Trying to hold off that 30 of Seth LaCroix. Most of the field has gotten it sorted out. It's fallen single file. We're looking at Aaron Yancey trying to make a run on the 43 of Terrell Wheeler. So some shakeups here in the back. Everyone trying to take advantage of that open dog leg. Trying to gain ground here. That can be a dangerous move. Those tires can lose traction as you go through that dog leg. If you hit it wrong, you can get yourself in some trouble. But everyone doing all right here so far. And Yellow flag is out. Looks like Ethan Straw involved in this. Our second caution of the night comes on lap 14. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here. Ethan Straub in the 13 car. Aaron Yancey's right on his tail. Aaron Yancey in the 98 car sends Ethan Straub around. We'll ride along with Aaron Yancey through this. Aaron Yancey just sending it just a little bit harder than Ethan. Gets into that left rear quarter panel and sends him around. We have a couple cars opt to head down pit road. John Hughes, Ben Johnson, Aaron Yancey, and Jacob Hughes all pitting early on here. Possibly trying to figure out some tire strategy. But we have Vincent Isabella still out front. Seth LaCroix sitting in second. Sean Merriman in third. Bruce Lee Weaver in fourth. And Cody Sanderson rounding out your top five. Our newcomer, Tanner Witt, has lost 2 positions, now sitting back in sixth. Casey Weaver entering the chat, rooting for the 36 car of Bruce Lee Weaver. Pace car is going to dive off as they are doubled back up. Vincent Isabella once again leading him to the green flag. He will control this restart. He got a great jump on Seth LaCroix last restart. We're going to see if Seth has anything for him this time, though. And the green flag is out. Vincent Isabella caught Seth LaCroix sleeping there. That was not a good restart for LaCroix as he tries to battle back on the high side. Sean Merriman gets it around him. And Bruce Lee Weaver now looking to his inside. Cody Sanderson also moving up there. That was a tough break for Seth LaCroix. They have got it sorted out now. Seth LaCroix able to hold off Bruce Lee Weaver. Now going to work on the 5 of Cody Sanderson. Cody Sanderson's going to now drop back to 5th as Bruce Lee Weaver gets by Cody Sanderson as well. Sean Merriman in that 23 car trying to gain some ground on Vincent Isabella. Vincent Isabella opening up that gap now to half a second over Sean Merriman. And we're seeing some trouble for the 64 of Thomas Adams. Looks like he has some heavy front end damage. We are staying green, but Thomas Adams having to limp that car down pit lane. Gonna have to burn his quick repair here. That right front tire is not moving. So some major trouble for the 64 Aaron's Dream Machine. Back on the track, we have a battle brewing for second. Vincent Isabella has now caught Sean Merriman and has gotten to his inside. I'm sorry, Seth LaCroix has caught Sean Merriman and gotten to his inside. He's going to complete the pass and get by that 23 car. Now setting his sights back on the 79 of Vincent Isabella. We were watching both these drivers in practice. Their times were almost identical throughout practice. So we're going to see. The question is, who's going to be able to save tires on this long green flag run? Everyone getting a little bit more spread out now. Sean Merriman now trying to battle back on that high side. Get back to Seth LaCroix. But Bruce Lee Weaver closing in on that 23 of Sean Merriman. They have left Cody Sanderson in the dust, who was able to capitalize on that restart. Now dropping back to fifth. And good news for the Thomas Adams fans. Thomas Adams is back out on track after using his quick repair, getting that front end damage taken care of. But he has got to take care of this car. We still have over 90 laps to go in this one. We're going to ride along with Bruce Lee Weaver. He was closing the gap between him and Sean Merriman. Sean Merriman now opening him back up and trying to challenge that 30 of Vincent Isabella. Or that 30 of Seth LaCroix. Sean Merriman going to get around him here. Seth LaCroix got caught sleeping on that last restart, dropped back to fourth, had to race his way back up to the front. I do believe he has heated his tires up, has to let them cool down before he can go and make a run for that lead. Seth LaCroix now getting back to the inside of Sean Merriman. We saw Sean Merriman touch the outside wall there. That did not slow him down. But LaCroix working that low side. Taking advantage of the open dog leg again by Seth LaCroix. We're going to complete the pass on Sean Merriman. We're going to see if Sean Merriman can battle back here. Seth LaCroix now on the high side. Sean Merriman trying to work the low side. LaCroix is beginning to pull away though. Vincent Isabella now out to an 0.8 of a second lead over LaCroix. But there is lap traffic coming. We're going to see if this poses a threat to Vincent Isabella's lead. And our third caution of the night comes out here on lap 24. Chris Jones involved in that. Some more trouble for Chris Jones. I do believe he had some trouble last night as well in our Cup Series race at Bristol. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that. As Vincent Isabella fakes going down pit road. Sean Merriman actually does. A lot of cars in the back opting to come down and get fresh tires. But the leaders stay out. Vincent Isabella, Seth LaCroix, Bruce Lee Weaver, and Cody Sanderson. All top 5 drivers elected to stay out. I do believe Sean Merriman is going to win that race off pit road. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened with Chris Jones here in that 33 car. I believe he self-spun on the first caution, and it looks like this was another self-spin by Chris Jones in 33. A tough break for him there. He hits the front end off the outside wall. I do believe he did a lot of damage to his steering there. Makes a second contact with the outside wall, getting it back going, though. We'll see if he can get that worked out. The interesting story here, though, is Sean Merriman was the first car to head down pit road. He gave up third position, pits early here. Now sitting in 11th, but he is going to have fresher tires. Everyone in front of Sean Merriman has not pitted or has pitted on lap 4 after a caution. Go back to the front of the pack. Vincent Isabella, once again, still our leader. Seth LaCroix starting in second. Bruce Lee Weaver will restart third. Cody Sanderson in fourth. And Tanner Witt will restart fifth. The lights on the pace car are off. We are doubled up, getting ready to go back racing this time by. Ace car's going to dive down pit road. Vincent Isabella still in control of this one. We're going to see if Seth LaCroix has figured out these restarts and how to hang with Vincent Isabella after the restart. Green flag is out. Vincent Isabella not pulling away from Seth LaCroix like the last restart. LaCroix hanging with him. Top two have got it sorted out. They are too wide, though, behind them. Cody Sanderson getting by Bruce Lee Weaver now. As they start to get this sorted out. But we're staying right here with Seth LaCroix and Vincent Isabella, seeing if Seth can now challenge for the lead. Isabella opening up that gap there a little bit. And a quick update, that last caution, our lucky dog was Thomas Adams. He is now only 2 laps down, looking to recover from his early race mishap. We're now a third of the way into this race. Vincent Isabella and Seth LaCroix still sitting atop the leaderboard. Cody Sanderson back there in third. Bruce Lee Weaver in fourth. And Jonathan Foxworth now making his way into the top 5. We have not talked about Jonathan much tonight, but he is slowly, methodically making his way up through the pack. You see a couple cars touching that outside wall. We're going to go back, look at that 23 of Sean Merriman. He is the first car on new tires. Has made his way from 11th up to 8th already. Making those new tires work for him. We've got a challenge for the lead. Seth LaCroix is now to Vincent Isabella's inside. Making a run for the lead. LaCroix working that inside. Got a nose out in front of Isabella. LaCroix very low through that open dog leg. Still neck and neck. And that's allowing Cody Sanderson in that 5 car to close the gap as well. Cody Sanderson and back there just watching these guys fight it out, saying, keep fighting, let me catch back up. They get it sorted out now. Vincent Isabella maintains control of the lead. But while that was happening, Sean Merriman now up another position to 7th. He's got fresh tires. He is closing on these leaders. And looking at these lap times, Sean Merriman is about a 10th faster than our 2 leaders. Those new tires making a difference for that 23 car. Seth LaCroix, though, looking to make another run for the lead. Getting to Vincent Isabella's inside yet again. Gonna work that dog leg. LaCroix really pushing hard on that 30 machine. Saw Vincent Isabella, a little bit of contact with the wall. Not going to slow Isabella down. LaCroix trying to get out in front. We've been watching these two all night. They have been neck and neck, almost identical lap times all night. LaCroix closing the gap. Getting to the inside, hanging a little bit longer on the inside, taking Isabella off his line. Trying to make Isabella use up more of those tires, heat those tires up so LaCroix can pull away with it. Still neck and neck. I think there was a little bit of a touch between the two. Some very hard racing from these guys early on here. And LaCroix is going to complete the pass, pull up in front of the 79 of Vincent Isabella. Isabella's going to cross over, though, try and go real low through that dog leg. Isabella now to LaCroix's inside. LaCroix able to work that high side and pull away as they go down the straightaway. Cody Sanderson closing in on Vincent Isabella now. Croy pulling away a little bit. Now out to a 0.3 of a second lead over Isabella. Vincent Isabella has a mere full of Cody Sanderson in that 5 car. They've got it sorted out. Isabella looking to close that gap yet again. I'm gonna go back, take a look at back in the field. Preston Shepard in that 52 car, currently sitting in 10th. Trying to catch back up to Tanner Witt. Tanner Witt, a newcomer here. Qualified 4th, now dropped back to 9th. Preston Shepard trying to get to the inside of that 16 car and make his way up towards the front. Caution is out. Our 4th caution of the night comes out on lap 53. Looks like a Brian Tiffany involved in this one. And we're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here, where these pit stops start. Brian Tiffany in the 35. Looks like Brandon McGraw also involved in that as well. Brian Tiffany going to get the worst of it. We're going to go right back live as pit stops have started. We're seeing Vincent Isabella making his way down pit road. Cody Sanderson, Jonathan Foxworth, Ben Johnson, Dave Nail, Stephen Linger, Aaron Yancey, John and Jacob Hughes, and Brian Tiffany did tow to the pits. We wait to see who's going to win the race off pit road. Vincent Isabella with the advantage, though. We have 10 cars have elected to stay out here. Vincent Isabella easily going to win that race off pit road. Dave Nail in 2nd. Cody Sanderson in 3rd off of pit road. And now we are seeing a second group of cars making their way down pit road. Seth LaCroix, Bruce Lee Weaver, Alan Martin, Jonathan Wiley, Tanner Witt, and Scott Thompson all heading down pit road. An interesting strategy for these guys to not all pit at the same time. That is going to lead to some position shakeups here. Bruce Lee Weaver actually going to win this race off pit road. Bruce Lee Weaver gets out in front of Seth LaCroix. So after that late pit by a bunch of cars, Vincent Isabella, he was 2nd, won the race off pit road, was going to restart in 11th, now moves up to 5th. So a massive shakeup up front, though. Sean Merriman, remember, he pitted under the last caution. An early pit now sits in the lead. Brandon McGraw in 2nd. I'm sorry, Preston Shepard in 2nd. Brandon McGraw in 3rd. Terrell Wheeler in 4th. And Vincent Isabella back there in 5th. So some shakeups up here up front. Seth LaCroix now entering the chat saying the game screwed him. That can be frustrating. Sometimes the pits will only open for half the field, and it looks like that is what happened there. Hopefully he did not leave his quick repair check, though, because this is going to be an interesting restart with this big shakeup. But Sean Merriman is in control of this one. Preston Shepard will be starting to his outside. Both these guys' first first time getting to start up front. Sean Merriman going to take off, leaving Preston Shepard in the dust. Brandon McGraw gets to the inside of Shepard. And here comes Vincent Isabella now up to 4th. As he's looking to go to work. Some trouble. Vincent Isabella in the outside wall. And the yellow flag comes out. 5th yellow of the night here on lap 57. And it looks like Seth LaCroix was involved in that. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened to Seth here. And Seth just gets turned by the 8 of Scott Thompson. I do not believe Seth made contact with anything. Maybe some left rear damage to that car, though, from where he got hit by Thompson. Seth now going to head back down pit road to take care of this damage. We've got Jeremy Schaefer in the chat rooting for Thomas Adams as well. I do believe Thomas Adams is going to be our lucky dog this time by. But we are going to step aside for a word from our sponsors real quick.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and we are back. The cars are getting doubled up. The lights on the pace car are out. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Thomas Adams, our lucky dog, now only 1 lap down, and he is in position to be the lucky dog if we get one more caution. Thomas Adams will be back on the lead lap, so don't go anywhere, Thomas Adams fans. Pace car is going to dive down pit road. Sean Merriman still in control of this one. Preston Shepard held on to that second position. Will restart to his outside again. Brandon McGraw will restart 3rd. Vincent Isabella in 4th. Green flag is out. Sean Merriman takes off. Brandon McGraw takes off. Preston Shepard, though, slow on the restart. That's going to allow Vincent Isabella to get to Preston Shepard's inside. And also to Brandon McGraw's inside. So Brandon McGraw very slow there. Preston Shepard and Vincent Isabella both going by. Isabella gets a shot in the back from Cody Sanderson in the 5, though. That's going to cost Isabella some time. And some positions. This shakeup in the standings. Some of the guys we saw leading here now racing the guys they have not raced around here tonight. Having to get used to everyone else's line. But after all that, Vincent Isabella now drops back to 11th. And caution is out yet again. Our 6th caution of the night. Ethan Straub involved in this one. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here. Ethan Straub in that 13 car gets a piece of the apron, comes up the track, and gets hit by Jacob Hughes in the 1 car. Sending Straub around a lot of rear end damage to that 13 car. I'm going to go back, watch that restart with Vincent Isabella. Here, Cody Sanderson in that 5 car starting right behind him. Isabella got held up by Preston Shepard there. Able to recover, though. Trying to make his way back up to the pack. He got by Preston Shepard and was able to get by McGraw as well. McGraw very slow through the corner. But had some help from Cody Sanderson in that 5 car. Sanderson diving down low, sends it in hard. Gets that 79 loose. That Isabella was able to save it, but it cost him a lot of positions there. We're seeing Vincent Isabella heading down pit road as well as Seth LaCroix. So some shakeups up here up front yet again. Roy trying to get some damage taken care of. Vincent Isabella opting to take tires here. After getting those tires angry, getting loose there. And I've got some good news for the Thomas Adams fans. He was our lucky dog. Thomas Adams making his way back to the lead lap. So as they're getting doubled up, the lights on the pace car are out. We're going to have Sean Merriman in control of this one yet again. Preston Shepard hanging tough on the outside in 2nd place. Brandon McGraw will restart 3rd. Cody Sanderson will restart 3rd. Brandon McGraw will restart 4th. Dave Nail will restart 5th. And Bruce Lee Weaver will restart 6th. As we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Trent Cope, the daring donut, telling Thomas Adams it's time for some shake and bake. All right, in correction, I do believe they extended the caution by 1 lap. Trying to get some things worked out by race officials. Pace car is off. Sean Merriman in control of this one in that 23 Metallica Dr. Pepper car. Green flag is out. Sean Merriman takes off. Looking to maintain that lead. He does have the 5 of Cody Sanderson now closing in on him, though. Cody Sanderson on about 20 lap newer tires. We're going to see just how important tires are here tonight. Sean Merriman opening up that gap, and it looks like even more trouble for Ethan Straub back in the pack. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened with him real quick. Ethan Straub getting loose yet again with the back end of that race car tore up. He opted not to use his quick repair, loses it himself. Tough break for him there. Right back to it. Cody Sanderson and Sean Merriman getting ready to battle for the lead. Sean Merriman trying to close that gap with those newer tires. We are coming down to less than 50 to go. Sean Merriman is in control of this one. The two we were keeping an eye on, Seth LaCroix and Vincent Isabella, making their way back up through the pack. Seth LaCroix in 30, now up to 11th. Vincent Isabella, after trouble on that last restart, has made his way back up to 8th. These two are looking to close the gap with the leader quickly. They have a lot of cars to pass. It is very important that these two drivers take care of their tires driving through the pack to be able to have a shot at the win late in the race. Another one to keep our eye on here, Jonathan Foxworth in that 29 car. We have not talked about him much tonight, but he is now challenging Bruce Lee Weaver for 4th. He is now making his way up through the pack. He is up 5 positions now, as he takes 4th away from Bruce Lee Weaver and sets his sights on Preston Shepard. But here comes Tanner Witt as well in that 16 car. Getting by Bruce Lee Weaver as well. These two on newer tires than the cars in front of them. Keeping an eye on Jonathan Foxworth. He is now about 0.7 of a second behind Preston Shepard. Looking at our last lap times, Foxworth and Shepard running almost identical lap times. Shepard was faster than Sanderson. But all top 5 cars were faster than race leader Sean Merriman. Getting ready to have a battle for the lead. Cody Sanderson has now caught Sean Merriman. Looking to the inside. Not going to make his move yet. Switches over to the outside. Sean Merriman did not give him room there. Sanderson going to go back to the low side now. Diving real low through that dog leg. Gets alongside Sean Merriman. I think he's going to clear him. Cody Sanderson to the lead now. And Preston Shepard looking to capitalize on this as well. Once again, Sean Merriman on older tires. Did work out for some midway race strategy, but as time winds down, Sean Merriman still has 2 sets of tires to use for this race. As we go back, take a look back in the pack. Vincent Isabella and Seth LaCroix making their way up through the pack. Vincent Isabella sitting in 6th. Seth LaCroix right behind him in 7th, closing the gap. And caution is out. Our 7th caution of the night comes out on lap 81. Bruce Lee Weaver and Dave Nail involved in this. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. Looks like Bruce Lee Weaver was getting a little bit out of shape, but the 21 gets up into him. 21 of Dave Nail, and it looks like Steven Linger also got caught up in that. Pit stops are starting. Cody Sanderson heading down pit road. Sean Merriman, Preston Shepard, Jonathan Foxworth, Tanner Witt, Alan Martin, Jonathan Wiley, Steven Linger, John Hughes, Bruce Lee Weaver, and Jacob Hughes all heading down pit road. Looks like just about the entire field is going to opt to head down pit road, except for Vincent Isabella and Seth LaCroix, who will go back to the front of the pack. We see Chris Jones going around, getting the lucky dog this time by after some early trouble for him. So we're seeing some interesting pit strategies here. LaCroix, Isabella, and Johnson all pitted back on lap 64. Sanderson currently sitting in 4th. Last pitted on lap 53. But Sanderson did just opt to head down pit road, so he's gonna have about 20 lap fresher tires. We're gonna see if he can do anything with it. So now, after another shakeup up at front, we have Vincent Isabella sitting in 1st place, Seth LaCroix in 2nd, Ben Johnson in 3rd, Cody Sanderson in 4th, the first car to pit under that last caution, Alan Martin back in 5th, and Jonathan Wiley in 6th. They're coming off the turn. Green flag is back out. Vincent Isabella taking off. Seth LaCroix not letting them pull away, though. We've seen Seth LaCroix get caught sleeping on these restarts before. He's determined to not let that happen again. But Cody Sanderson looking to the outside of LaCroix now. Caution. Caution is out. Thomas Adams, Chris Jones, Brandon McGraw all involved in that. See Thomas Adams in that Aaron's Dream Machine sideways, getting back straight. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. And it looks like Brandon McGraw comes up on Thomas Adams. turns Thomas Adams. Yep, Brandon McGraw slides up the racetrack. We ride along with him. We're going to go back right along with Thomas Adams as well. See what happened from his point of view. Tough break for Thomas Adams. Brandon McGraw is about to have some angry fans in the chat, though. Does not look like any major damage to that 64 machine of Thomas Adams, though. Him and Brandon McGraw both back out, or both still out there. We'll step away for a word from our sponsors.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, and we are back, doubled up. Lights on the pace car are off. The pace car heads down pit road as we get ready to go back green flag racing here. Vincent Isabella in control of this one. Seth LaCroix starting to his outside. We're seeing Cody Sanderson trying to give Vincent Isabella a push on that restart. LaCroix gonna... Isabella gets a jump. LaCroix gonna jump down low. Follow Isabella through the dog leg. As they get the front end of the field sorted out pretty quickly. Single file racing up front. Looks like Brandon McGraw had some trouble here. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here on this restart. McGraw in that 0-0. Massive shakeup. We're going to go take another look at this real quick. Seeing... Looks like the one of Jacob Hughes got into Thomas Adams in the 64, and mayhem ensues, but we're still green flag racing. No caution for that. Looks like they were able to get it sorted out fairly quickly, preventing a caution from coming out. We go back to the front of the pack. Currently watching Seth LaCroix in that 30 car. Trying to catch back up to Vincent Isabella. Once again, the Vincent Isabella and Seth LaCroix were the only two to stay out a couple cautions ago. So they are on about 20 lap older tires than just about everyone else, I believe. And we have confirmed Thomas Adams out of the race. Tough break for Thomas Adams. Thomas, when you get out of the infield care center, let me know. We can pull you up for an interview, buddy. All right, and I have just been informed Thomas Adams has been released from the infield care center. We've got him up in the booth. Thomas, it's Austin. You got me?
I copy.
All right, tough break tonight. We just want to go through that last caution. Tell us what it looked like happened from your end.
I was out there on older tires, so I had to check up a lot more than everybody else, and I just got hit from behind.
All right, tough break. That's going to be tough on the points, too. You were currently sitting in 4th. This is probably going to hurt you in points. How are you going to recover next week?
We'll bounce back. We struggled tonight. We have, there's nights like these. You just got to bounce back.
Yep, that is the key. And everyone has their tracks that they're good at and some that they aren't so good at. So, still a lot of racing left this season and a lot of opportunity.
It's a long season. We've been consistent. This is our first DNF on the year, so looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, we appreciate it. We will let you get on out of here and put that car on the hauler. Sorry about the luck, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you. Once again, that was Thomas Adams involved in that incident. We are coming down to 23 to go. Seth LaCroix currently sitting in second, 0.7 of a second behind Vincent Isabella, but has opened up the gap over Cody Sanderson as time's winding down in this one. We have Gracie LaCroix in the chat. Fingers crossed for her dad, as he is looking to close the gap. And going back, looking at the battle for third, we have Sean Merriman to the inside of Cody Sanderson now. Sean Merriman trying to find a line that works. He gets into the outside wall, trying to recover, and Jonathan Foxworth again, making his way back into the top 5 as well. Jonathan Foxworth hanging out about mid-pack, making his way up to the front here towards the end of this one. It looks like Merriman and Sanderson have gotten this sorted out for the moment. Vincent Isabella, though, continuing to open up that lead over Seth LaCroix. We come down to 20 to go. Looking at our last lap times, Isabella is about a tenth of a second faster than Seth LaCroix back there in second. LaCroix needing a caution to get that car down pit road and maybe make some adjustments, get some fresh tires, and hopefully come back and compete for this win. We're going back, looking in the back, back in the pack at Cody Sanderson, still trying to hold off Sean Merriman. Sean Merriman trying to get back to him. We're going to look at our pit strategy one last time. Sanderson and Merriman both on fresher tires, then Isabella and LaCroix. Sanderson closing the gap with LaCroix now. Vincent Isabella now out to over a second lead over Seth LaCroix, as LaCroix is having to deal with Sanderson on pressure tires, filling up his rearview mirror. Riding along with Cody Sanderson. He is now to the getting a nose to the inside of LaCroix now. That is going to open up the door for Sean Merriman to gain some of that time back on Sanderson. Sean Merriman trying to get by Sanderson on the outside now. Lap traffic going to become a factor here. That 00 of Brandon McGraw up front there. Isabella just went by him. Sean Merriman getting to the inside of Sanderson. We've got some family love going on in the chat. Lee and Gracie. Hopefully Dad can pull this one out, Gracie. Right now, LaCroix is just trying to hold on, not lose any ground to that 5. So we're coming down to 12 to go. Vincent Isabella continuing to run away with it now. Out the way, 2.5 lead. Cody Sanderson trying the high side. See if he can gain some ground on LaCroix. Sanderson is there, going by LaCroix on the outside. It looks like Sanderson going to complete the pass, and here comes Sean Merriman. Now to LaCroix's inside. Sean Merriman going to go by Seth LaCroix as well here. Sanderson and Merriman both on fresher tires than LaCroix. LaCroix has done a great job of holding them off. You see Sanderson now making contact with a lap car. That's allowing LaCroix to get back to him. LaCroix now going by Sanderson on the outside. LaCroix back to second. 9 to go. Sanderson trying to work that low side. LaCroix back to second, trying to hold him off. Vincent Isabella loving what he's seeing in his mirror, or he might be too ahead to see it in his mirror at this point. Out and out, a 2-second lead over LaCroix. And Seth has got his hands full with the 5 and the 23 right on his tail. Go back, take a look at, and we're taking a look at the 5 now with a mirror full of the 23, and Preston Shepard closing as well. Time winding down. Seth LaCroix pulling away now from Sanderson. Sanderson losing a step over LaCroix. He used up his tires getting by LaCroix in the first earlier on. Then some trouble with the lap traffic allowed LaCroix to get back to Sanderson and get by him. Merriman trying to fill up Sanderson's mirror, hitting the outside wall. That's not going to help. That's going to give the 5 of Cody Sanderson some breathing room to get back and focus on Seth LaCroix now. down to 4 laps to go. Both cars touch the outside wall. The 30 and the 5 touch the outside wall. Aaron Yancey, a lap car, holding them up, though. Sanderson got caught behind him, trying to go low there. They now make their way by. And at this point in these guys' runs, I've got to think the tires have kind of equaled out. So it's going to come down to skill. Sanderson tried to make a move. Did not work, but that's going to allow Sean Merriman to get to his inside. That move is not going to work, though. Sean Merriman dropping back. 2 to go. Vincent Isabella running away with this one. 2.5-second lead over LaCroix. And now Vincent Isabella going to take the white flag. He has run away with it. Next flag ends the race. We're going to stay right here glued to this battle for second. Cody Sanderson, 1 lap to go. Desperate to make a move. Trying the high side. Not going to work there. Vincent Isabella opening up that gap. Or I'm sorry, Seth LaCroix opens up that gap. Vincent Isabella coming off the turn, taking the checkered flag. Seth LaCroix going to come home second. Cody Sanderson in third. Sean Merriman comes home fourth. And Preston Shepard rounds out your top 5. An exciting finish to this one. The battle was for second. Seth LaCroix on older tires, able to hang on and fight off Cody Sanderson to take home second. But the real winner here, Vincent Isabella, ran away with it at the end there. As Vincent Isabella burns it down, we're going to get ready to get set up for our interviews. Lee LaCroix talking to Gracie and Raylan. I do have to say Seth LaCroix did great this race. A good recovery after a tough break last night. Vincent Isabella completing his celebration. We're going to get our interview started with Cody Sanderson. Cody Sanderson comes home third. Cody, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, man.
All right. Congratulations on a podium finish. We were watching the battle between you and Seth LaCroix as the laps wound down. Take me through that battle. We know you had newer tires, but LaCroix was able to hold you off tonight.
Yeah, he did a good job. I was talking to Terrell and Wiley in the chat there, and I told him, I was like, man, I know I'm faster than him, but I want to do it clean. But he was just, he's good. He's good with using the dirty air to his advantage, and I wasn't about to try to just cause a wreck in front of the whole field just to get one spot. So I just kind of settled in there and rolled around. I was happy with third. I'm getting kind of sick of these second place finishes, but maybe before this year's over, we'll squeeze one out.
Well, hey, we heard that last week, someone getting tired of the second place finishes, and they won last night at Bristol in the Cup Series. So, maybe your time's coming next week.
Yeah, I hope so, man. We'll keep working at it and keep testing and getting on here, bored out of my mind, just running laps, trying to get it figured out. But maybe we'll dial it in. Dude, just Vincent and Seth, those guys are insane. I can learn a lot from those guys. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'll know enough going into next year. This is my first year in these things, so I follow him around enough laps, maybe I'll figure something out.
Well, you did get by Seth LaCroix once, and then I do believe you had some trouble with lap traffic of Brandon McGraw, which allowed him to capitalize and take the position back. So I'd say you're learning some from him.
Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere, man. These lap cars, they've been the last couple of weeks, they've been kind of getting me. I mean, I don't blame them for not just laying over and let us go past us, but I don't see the point in threading the needle and trying to run door to door with us. It doesn't get them anywhere, and it could cause a wreck in front of the field. And we're trying to get these guys dialed back in a little bit like that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you announcing this thing and helping us all out. And hopefully, I can squeeze out a win come next season. I know hopefully I can squeeze one out this season, but maybe I can be a little bit more consistent next.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Anyone else you want to shout out before we let you get on out of here?
Man, my teammate Wiley, he's the one that gets on here with me and runs laps and makes it a heck of a lot less boring. And I can't forget about my wife. She's in there with the kiddos, letting me play race car driver, and she does it when we test and everything else. She's usually a pretty good sport at it. So that's about it.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Have a good night, buddy.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. You too, buddy.
Thank you. Once again, that was Cody Sanderson coming home third tonight. We're going to move on to our second place finisher, Seth LaCroix. Seth, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations on a second place finish. You went from being our tough break of the night last night at Bristol to a second place finish after holding off Cody Sanderson. Take me through your perspective of that battle.
So me and Isabella had fought, I followed him for so much of the beginning of the race. So at the last stint, I was like, I got to try something different. And it wasn't working. And he started pulling away. And I see Cody reeling me in little by little. And I knew if he got to me, it was probably game over because his tire advantage. And he got me, and the lap car kind of slowed him up a bit. And it was enough to let me take it back. And I was going to let him go. I was of the mind to just he's got new tires. Maybe he can run down Isabella. And I was like, nope. Once I had the opportunity, I was like, it's mine. I'll keep it this time. So I went back to how I was driving most of the race. But I just figured if I drove, I didn't see myself ever passing the leader. I could have probably stayed on his bumper, but I wanted to do more, and I couldn't find the speed. He was just he had to be so perfect, and he was perfect lap after lap. So it's a really fun race, good race. I don't ever race these cars, so they're pretty fun.
All right. Well, anyone you want to shout out before we get on out of here?
The usual, my parents, Gracie and Raylan, and everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And wish the finish was closer. But it was a lot of fun, and hopefully I can be back next week for the next ARCA race.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Have a good night, buddy.
You too.
Thank you. Once again, that was Seth LaCroix coming home second tonight. We're going to move on to our race winner, Vincent Isabella. Vincent, it is Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, congratulations on another race win, opening up that points lead even more. You ran away with this one. I believe it was almost over a 2-second gap between you and Seth LaCroix. Were you watching that battle between Seth and Cody go on in your mirror?
Yeah, it was good to see them battle because I just kind of drove away at that point. But yeah, I was hurting. I was saving fuel. It was close.
All right, on that last restart, were you worried about the restart? We've seen Seth LaCroix. He was able to hang with you earlier on in the race and even get by you at one point. Were you worried on that last restart?
Yeah, of course. I mean, he was super fast, and he gave me a run for my money tonight. But I just kind of hit my marks and drove away.
All right. Well, congratulations again. Anyone you want to celebrate or shout out before you get on out of here and start the celebration?
Yeah, just my teammates and you for putting on a broadcast. I'll be sure to go back and watch it. And yeah, just fun to run this league.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. Go ahead, start the celebration. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Once again, that was Vincent Isabella, our race winner tonight. Yet another win for that 79 car, absolutely dominating this season. And we're going to go through our official race results. Once again, we have Vincent Isabella taking the win here again tonight. Seth LaCroix finishes second. Cody Sanderson in third. Sean Merriman comes home fourth. Preston Shepard finishes fifth. Jonathan Wiley comes home sixth. Jonathan Foxworth finishes seventh. Newcomer Tanner Witt finishes eighth. Alan Martin finishes in ninth. Bruce Lee Weaver, a tough break for him at the end, finishes 10th. Stephen Linger comes home 11th. Ben Johnson in 12th. Terrell Wheeler comes home 13th. Jacob Hughes finishes 14th. Dave Nail finishes 15th. Aaron Yancey comes home in 16th. John Hughes in 17th. Brandon McGraw in 18th. In 19th, we have Scott Tomlinson. Thomas Adams finishes 20th. Ethan Straub comes home 21st. Chris Jones finishes 22nd. And Brian Tiffany rounds out your field in 23rd, 69 laps down. Once again, I would like to thank everyone for tuning into the National Outlaw Racing Association ARCA series. We are coming back to you next week on Sunday night with the National Outlaw Racing Association Cup Series live from Darlington for 100 laps. And then right after that, we are going to have the debut of the National Outlaw Racing Association Outlaw Tour Series running late model stocks at Myrtle Beach Motor Speedway. That will be a part-time broadcast, and I am coming out of retirement the other half of the time to actually race in this series. Those will not be broadcasted on YouTube. I will, however, broadcast from the cockpit on Twitch. Once again, that is coming right after the Cup Series on Sunday night. So we've got a doubleheader coming for you next Sunday. And then next Monday, we are right back here with the ARCA Series live from Iowa for 110 laps. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have not done so already, hit that like, follow, subscribe button, and please go ahead, head over to Facebook, like, follow, and subscribe to the Rebel Racing Network on Facebook. We are closing in on our goal of 100 followers, and then we can bring these late races live to Facebook as well. And I'm not sure yet, but there were some talks in the works of a competition going on Facebook for these drivers. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Until next week, this is Austin Householder signing off.